Hello, University Innovation Fellows. This is Humaira Fasiuddin, your Senior Program Officer, and I'm here to tell you about your Session 1 exercise, a deep dive on strategic resources. There are many national resources that care about seeing innovation, entrepreneurship, or technology development in academia and with students. And they're not always focused on undergraduate engineering. In fact, many of them reside in the business school, some in design and architecture, and yet still some just in the entrepreneurship centers. And so what we'd like to do is have you become aware of all the types of resources that exist in the nation. Some of them may already be on your campus. And if they're not, then perhaps they should be. And perhaps you should be aware of them in order to refer them to your campus or to refer students to them. So we're going to assign each one of you a technology, innovation, or entrepreneurship strategic resource that exists in the nation that you should be aware of. We're going to ask you to create a profile for them on the wiki. Now, there are 21 of them already on the wiki, but there are a whole lot more national resources that you should be aware of. So we're going to get deep on all of them. And as a result, you're going to be quite empowered with the knowledge of what exists. So here's an overview, again, of Session 1. We are going to map these strategic resources on a Prezi document that I share with you, and you will have access to it and you will edit it. And you will add your strategic resource and its national headquarters to that map. You're going to identify where in the Venn diagram it lives. So the Venn diagram is 3 overlapping circles of technology, entrepreneurship, and innovation. So for example, CEO is a great club that is very focused on entrepreneurship and lives generally in the business school and is comprised generally of many business students. Although there are some exceptions, it by and large has not as much technology or innovation as they'd like. Another resource is, for example, Design for America, very deeply entrenched in design and architecture and disciplines of that nature, and we'd like it to be more entrenched in engineering and really pull together a lot of disciplines. Roosevelt Institute is another great example of an organization that lives mostly on the policy side of things, and we'd like to use their policy and advocacy vehicle and interested students to affect change through technology and innovation. So those are just 3 sort of high-level examples. I'm going to provide to you 74 students 74 different examples in order to write a wiki overview, put that strategic resource on the map, identify where it lives in technology, entrepreneurship, or innovation. And lastly, this is a very rudimentary drawing of the landscape canvas. It has 5 columns. And this describes the path that a student takes from discovering that innovation and entrepreneurship is something that they should consider and that they hadn't realized it, but that an entrepreneurial mindset is something that they perhaps should look into. So we're going to call that column awareness. Oop, there goes my post-it. So awareness is the first column. Column number 2 is skills building. And so once a person becomes aware that an entrepreneurial mindset is something that they should pursue, they may want to further develop their skills. They might might take a course, they may go to a club meeting, they may attend a one-day workshop. So we're going to call that column skills building. All right. The third column is called Eureka, because now they've had an idea, and it might not be it might be an early stage idea, it might not be fully fleshed out, but it's something that they may want to kick the tires around or maybe even form an early stage venture and do some lean business modeling to see if there's something there, or some rapid prototyping and, just generally test the waters, if you will. We're going to call that, as I said, Eureka. Eureka. All right, great. And then the 4th column. So once they've kicked around the tires and they've decided, this guy has legs and I want to pursue this as a venture or a nonprofit or some kind of vehicle to bring it to the to the public, to the mass market. And so that we're going to call venture forth. And finally, column 5 is really showing evidence that the student fully understands innovation and entrepreneurship and can apply it to another venture, can pivot in the existing venture, but really showing evidence that they've adopted the skills of innovation and entrepreneurship. So we're going to call that reframing. So you're going to go deep on a technology, on a national resource. You're going to do as much research as you possibly can on them. You'll call up their executive director or people at their headquarters and find out why you represent an organization of close to over 100 university innovation fellows. They all want to know about this strategic resource. How can those students get involved? Is there an entry process? Is there an application fee? Is there do they come to your campus? What are the processes and the steps to bring that national resource to your campus? What campuses are they on presently? So find out all that you can find out, build out a wiki page, and you can take a look at the ones that are already there to get a sense for the kind of information that we're looking for. I will send you the link to the Prezi, which you will post information about its national headquarters and some basic information. I'll give you a couple examples. I'll give you the National Collegiate Inventors and Innovators Alliance and Epicenter already on the map. You'll identify where in the sweet spot it lives. So there'll be a Venn diagram in that Prezi, and you'll identify where in the landscape canvas this lives. So is it a resource that exists to bring awareness to campus like a TEDx might, or is it something that allows for students to take a venture forward, like a venture accelerator or an incubator, and that would exist in column 4. Which is venture forth. So all of this information will be in the Prezi, and you will go in and add your resource and be sure to create that wiki page by the due date of Thursday midnight. There will be several options for a meeting on WebEx, so easy for technology this time. We're not going to do breakouts and practice the whole Google Hangout thing because it's going to be so useful for you guys to meet in groups, and we're looking at other technology solutions. But we'll provide some options for WebEx on Friday, and also a couple of one option on Sunday by popular demand. We're going to test to see how that works in comparison to Friday, and so you can sign up for that. Students will be asked to give like a 30-second pitch on each of their strategic resource, but the session will be designed mostly to synthesize this information and to look with granularity at the array of resources that exist in that column and what our campuses might need of those resources. So come ready to synthesize and discuss. There'll be a lot more discussion in a sort of larger group setting. Well, that's it for now. So I hope this was helpful. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. That's a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it will certainly prevent me from going on and on and on in a WebEx. Let me know if you have any questions. Chances are if you do, then others do also, and I will post it along with this video. All right, great. Look forward to seeing you on Friday and Saturday. And if you have any questions, just contact Katie Dugan or myself. Take care.